it seems as though, well, it doesn't seem as though, it's very evidently so, that people are already trying to make a move, politicians specifically, and are trying to cross over from place to place. And the question is, are they doing this because they want to help in the progression of the nation, or they want to help in individual progression? That's one thing that we look at.
A lot of these wild beasts, they migrate across the Mara depending on the season and depending on where the pastures appear to be greener. They will cross from one end of the Mara to the other, the wildebeest. And I think what we are seeing now is just the tip of the iceberg. As we move closer, and we are now already in the month of August 2026. Another August, we'll be going to the polls. So as we get close, I think, to the end of this year and the early parts of next year, we're going to see migrations of politicians on a very wide scale. Those who have doubted and those who still doubt that certain individuals are going to be calling the shots, and they're going to be with the people and the people are going to be with them. They're all going to migrate very shamelessly. You're going to hear people say things like, oh, we have been with William Ruto, for example, for this so many years, and we have decided that this Kenya Kwanza government is going nowhere, and so we have decided to cross over and to work with the people. When they say it's going nowhere, they really mean that it's taking them nowhere. It cannot take them back to the offices that they hold. So to a very significant extent, it's about the selfish interests rather than anything truly altruistic.
Dr. Curry, do you reckon that Kenyans see beyond these political theatrics? That
yes,
it gets to a point where, like you've said, it's a wild beast migration. But at the end of the day, even when that migration happens, each and every single politician carries with them their track record. Have we gotten to a point where Kenyans see beyond the political theatrics and ask the difficult questions? Just how sure are we that you will deliver?
First, I'll be a little cautious about the notion of track record because I keep hearing President William Ruto saying things like, you will be judged on the basis of your track record. And your track record can only be determined on the basis of what your role was in that arena. For example, you cannot ask me as a Barrack to give you my track record on the basis of how many roads I have built or how many stadiums I have built. That's not my remit.
Yes. You can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree.
No, you can't.
Okay.
So you must use the right metrics to measure me. If I am a politician, for example, in the opposition space, I should be measured on the basis of the extent to which I have held the government of the day to account, and not in terms of how many wells and how many dams I have built, how much food I have supplied. That is not part of my job description. So I'll be cautious a little bit when it comes to talking about a track record. In that particular context, therefore, the defections are usually, most of the time, as the grain of history shows us, from the government to the opposition space. You will find people who have been very voluble about the virtues, real and imagined, of the government of the day, suddenly shifting gears. And some of them, like the late Raymond Dong, and there was another gentleman, I forget his name, from Limuru, they could defect even 3 times in one day. So, yes, when we ask about the people being able to see and to remember, I think that kind of individual ought to lose the election, regardless that he crosses over to a party that has had a progressive voice and a party that has braved it out for a period of 5 years.